Welcome to Let's Talk About It. A podcast gives a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, real conversations. Please subscribe, like, comment, enjoy this journey, and enjoy this ride. Welcome to this week's episode. Welcome everybody to Let's Talk About It. A podcast gives a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, real conversations. First and foremost, before I begin this amazing podcast with amazing guest today, I would like to thank the 9,000 subscribers I have. Thank you so much. Please continue to subscribe. Please continue to like and comment. I'm trying to get to that 10,000 goal, guys. Get me there so I can put more content out, more better topics, stories, everything. And I got little surprises. I got little prizes for everybody, for the 10,000, especially for my past guests. Today, I would like to introduce a person that I met her on, TikTok, right?
And
I saw you on TikTok. She has an interesting journey today in training and everything else. Like, we gonna talk about PTSD, we gonna talk about anxiety, but she is an elite trainer with the ISSA, which is the International Sports Science Association. She also is a nutritionist. We're gonna get into a lot with that because a lot of people that talk about food, that talk about nutrition, but she is a certified nutritionist. We'll go through that. We're gonna go through the ups and downs and the weight loss journeys. Now, she has a great story today, and also with health and wellness as well as the gym. Shane, how are you doing today on this Saturday?
I'm making it,
You
doing great.
making it? It's gonna be all good. Trust me. First and foremost, did you go to the gym today?
I haven't been today because I was going to do all of my errands. And so, like, I go to the gym 4 days a week. So today is my off day. Okay. But
What?
I'm going to be walking nonstop and going to Sam's and everywhere else for my kids. So I'll still get in all my steps. But tomorrow I'm definitely going because I went last night. So,
Yeah, I did a mini workout this morning. Do a little chest, do a little arms and stuff like that. Tomorrow's leg day.
yes.
Which I saw on your TikToks, you love leg days. I've never seen someone more passionate and excited to do leg day. Like before I saw this interview, what is the obsession about leg day?
Well, okay, so here's the deal with me. I go to two different gyms. So during the week, I do all my upper body workouts at the smaller gym that I go to. When I do leg day, so I do it throughout the weekend, okay? And I'm going to start 75 hard in February. So I've been trying to build up, but I do all my leg stuff on the weekend. So Friday and either Saturday or Sunday, okay? So I go to the bigger gym and there's more space. So I'm able to video myself easier doing it. And I do it so I can check my form. I
I,
could myself really hard.
Shane, let's talk with your journey because you have an interesting journey to where you decided to be a elite trainer with ISSA, which is the International Sports Science Association, which you got your nutritionist certification, strength and conditioning, exercise effectiveness. You are a certified personal trainer, and you got your AED certification, which I don't know what that is.
So I've got so I've got the certified physical trainer, the nutritionist, online coaching certification, and corrective certification. I don't have
Got
the in training. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk with your journey. So first and foremost, let's tell something about Shane first to guide us to the journey that you're into today. Let's go a little bit about you.
So I'll try to do the short version.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Okay. So growing up, I ended up, and I'm 52 years old. So back in those days, people never thought about anxiety, right? So they thought more about depression, people having depression and whatever. And I think back in those days, I probably had anxiety more than I've ever had depression. So the thing with that is, and growing up, I grew up in a broken home. My father was an alcoholic. He cheated on my mom, divorced, and moved on and whatever. Anyways, I went through my teenage years, did stuff I shouldn't have been doing and whatever. I've never gotten in trouble with the law or anything like that. But then going into my 20s, my drinking got heavier, and because I couldn't deal with all of it, and my anxiety got worse, but I didn't realize I had anxiety. Okay. I thought all those years I had depression. Well, depression and anxiety are two different animals. Okay.
Mm.
Kind of like fear too. Anyways, so I ended up taking antidepressants. Well, they didn't help me. It made it worse. So because it's kind of like taking, like if you're walking, it's raining umbrella, you got it on and it goes like this instead of the way it should. That's what antidepressants did to me. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So bad. Anyways, I went through all of that and finally got myself clean because I became a major alcoholic. Got myself clean and then ended up after, so I've been married 3 times. My third marriage is the man that I actually ended up having kids with, which is somebody I met in my 20s. Okay. So I was married to him for 10 years, got divorced because he was an over the road truck driver. So I've owned a business before for trucking. Okay. So I understand the business part of the coaching more than I understand the coaching, but I'll get there. Anyways, um, he ended up cheating on me over the road and he would post it all over Facebook and check in with her and stuff while I was at home with taking care of our kids. Okay. I was beside myself. It made my anxiety go sky high to the point. And see, here's the thing with anxiety, and people don't realize it until it gets so bad, but it's basically like being in a mental prison of your own. Okay, you put yourself there because like for me it was so bad I didn't want to leave the house.
Huh.
Okay. Social anxiety, I've got that to a degree, but with the gym it's not as bad. So a lot of the stuff that I post about the gym is for people starting out at the gym because you get really intimidated with the gym,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and so but I was able to move on. I got divorced from him and he's now deceased because he didn't take care of himself. He was diabetic with high blood pressure. Okay. 51 years old, deceased. Okay.
Mm.
So that was one, there was so many things that woke me up. So when I started waking up and seeing all this and I knew I needed to get myself straight, I've gone from 250 pounds down to 177. I think I'm at 180 right now. So it fluctuates between a couple of pounds every week. Anyways, but the point is that I've lost a lot of weight because of it, and then going through and trying to get myself straight. And I made my mind up when I started going to the gym because my anxiety was so bad. Who am I doing this for?
Mm.
Okay. I'm walking into this gym for me, not for anybody in there. I had
All
to
right.
make my mind up, and that's, you've got to have tunnel vision for that, to walk in there and be able to go to the gym and do the
Got it.
activity or not.
Shane,
And
I'm going to stop you right here for a second. I want to go back to, you said, right, you came from a broken home, right?
Mhm.
Then, like you had anxiety since then. Did you, how old was you when you first discovered you had anxiety? Was it when you were younger?
Well, see, and that's the thing. So my parents divorced when I was 12. Okay, I left that part out. I should have said that, but I thought I had depression all those years, not realizing I had anxiety. So I finally figured out I had anxiety, and it's been probably less than 10 years ago I realized it was anxiety and not depression.
So the early part of your life, you thought was depression. Like, did you get that from your parents getting divorced at an early age?
Yes, because it was a lot, all the stress, as a teenager, because I was the oldest child. Okay. So
Ah.
thing where I was basically put into an adult position as a kid. You know what I mean? And having to
Oh,
deal.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. So you did things that you didn't supposed to do when you was growing up, which God knows we've all done that. And trust me, in my 20s, I did a lot of shit that should not. It's half of it wasn't even legal, but you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying. So depression, anxiety. That do you think that's like? like a lot of people get that confused, right? But you
Yes.
think it's like, isn't it a way kind of same thing a little bit, but a little bit different?
Depression, okay, they're different in a lot of ways because depression unmotivates you, okay?
Mhm.
But anxiety, you might have the motivation to do something, but even though depression, I'm trying to figure out how to say it right. Depression unmotivates you, anxiety keeps you from doing what motivates you.
Ah,
Does that
that
make
makes sense.
okay?
That makes a lot of sense. So you went through this part of your life. You say you've been married 3 times.
Hmm.
I've been married twice. It didn't work out either one of them.
Right.
Now, did those decisions, like, was there any like anxiety at that point of getting married or dating or depression issues, like when you're going through each marriage at that time? Because I'm trying to get a track record of the steps that you took to where you are today. Do you have any
Oh,
issues back then?
so I had anxiety issues, but I didn't realize it then.
You didn't realize it because you
I
didn't realize it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, okay. So let me back up. So the first marriage I was in a year and a half. I just didn't marry the right person. Okay. It's just, my judgment is not good. Anyways,
That's happened to me too. Good Lord, we got the same story. But go ahead, keep on going.
so then the second marriage, same thing. But I was
Got it.
married for 7 years. I couldn't figure out how to get out of the marriage 4 years into it was part of the
Good.
problem. Trying
That's
to
another podcast. I'll bring you back for that one. But go ahead, keep on going.
okay. And so then the third marriage was somebody I had known since my 20s. So, and again, poor judgment, but I wanted kids.
Got it.
Do with him I could have kids, and so anyways, I didn't realize how my anxiety came. So I've had anxiety probably, I'm sure, for years, okay, but it came to the surface during my third marriage. Does that make sense?
Okay, so
So,
what was that pivotal moment when you discovered, when you separated, you thinking it was depression, but it turned to anxiety? Like, what was that moment when you figured that out?
because one of the things that depression makes you do is sleep a lot. It makes you just not want to be mentally into stuff. Anxiety keeps you from it. Depression makes you not want to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I was a very active person even then, but I was overweight because I wasn't eating right.
Got
Nutrition, everything. Okay. And not realizing all of this stuff,
it. Mhm.
but trying to take care of my kids. And um, I mean, I just realized, so I don't know how to say it. Toxicity in your life in general causes anxiety.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that could be anything. That could be the people you're around, the company you
Hmm.
keep, the food
Hmm.
you eat.
Mm. You know,
Serious.
you're the first person who said that. The food you eat.
Hmm.
That I actually like that. That's the first time I've heard that. On that one, explain the food that you eat, because a lot of people may not understand that. But in your definition, explain that part.
So, okay. So in okay, so let me back up a bit. Toxicity in general, like I
Yeah,
said, causes anxiety. So when you take toxicity and you connect it to different things in life,
yeah.
like eating junk food for one, okay? And chips, whatever it is. People need to look at the other ingredients on food. Okay, so this is a big deal. One of the things I look at, and I'm sure you do too, but carbs, like I'm real weird about carbs. If it has more than 5 grams of sugar, I want nothing to do with it. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm weird. I don't like sugar because sugar to me is so, and I'm not diabetic, but here's the thing with sugar is if you eat too much, even not being diabetic, it'll raise your blood sugar, which makes you crave more sugar, whether you're diabetic
oh,
or not. This all leads to being diabetic.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So that's how I look at it. So I keep it out because I see sugar as like alcohol. It's addictive.
Got it.
Right. So and then you look at the other ingredients. A lot of these junk foods have all these different oils in them to make up one thing, and it's not good for you.
Oh my God. Especially here in the United States. The difference between food here in the United States around the world is a total apples and
Night
oranges.
and day.
Totally different. I'm sorry. Continue.
Anyway, so I try to watch what I eat, and you know, going to the gym and all, because I started out with cardio because I had no stamina, had no way to really work out totally. So I would get on standing still bike. There's a word for it. I can't think of it. And I always say it wrong. So I'm not going to bother. It's got our, moves the arms and legs. And so the first trainer I had told me, he goes, I understand you don't have any stamina, but if you get on a bike, do it for 1 minute, go fast for 15 seconds, slow for 45. And within 4 months, I built up doing fast for 20 minutes
Okay.
nonstop.
Okay.
That's how you start. Anyways, that kind of stuff is what takes your anxiety away. I take no pills for any of it. Now it's under control. It's not taken away. So let me correct my words on that.
Okay.
As far as if you want me to go into the PTSD stuff yet or no, I can
So,
wait.
so what I want, so that moment, so you say it happened at like your third marriage, right?
Yeah.
Around that time. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not going to get too much your third marriage, right? That's your personal business. But what do you think, if you can say, like, triggered that final moment, like without getting too personal? Because I don't know if you want to get personal with it or not, because
So
that's your marriage thing.
So the fact that he was doing stuff like checking in on Facebook with this girl he was with while he was married to me, so everybody in the world knew he was cheating on me, including me.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to get out of the marriage. So that's one thing. Okay. The other thing is every time we went somewhere, we had big arguments about who was going to drive because his driving sent my anxiety sky high.
Oh.
And I felt like I was sitting in a prison cell in a car because his driving was so bad. And I had my kids in the car at the same time. And it's like, so it got to the point to where I wouldn't even go places with him unless I was driving.
Oh.
And it was a big fight. And then I wouldn't go, you know. So yeah,
Wow. That's a pivotal moment right there. That is right there. Before I get into your gym journey, you
sure.
did say something that was very interesting to me. You said you are a recovering alcoholic. Can I say that? Okay.
Mhm.
How long was you that for years? And like, when did you start your sobriety?
So my sobriety is at 3 years right now. So three,
Awesome.
yeah, December, December of, I don't remember the exact date, December 2021 though. Okay. So, but it's gone up and down for, my life being decent or not being decent. So
Yeah,
set,
yeah.
certain things trigger it. So I've gone to where I didn't drink, to where I did drink, to where I didn't drink, to where I did drink,
Got
and
it.
go back. I don't want any part of it. So
Got it.
yeah.
Wow. I can tell you right now. It's crazy, right? You talk about sobriety because my next guest later on, we're talking about sobriety.
Uh-huh.
She's been recovered for 23 years.
Oh wow,
23 years.
that's good.
I'm gonna tell you a little fun fact on that one. Uh, that there are more women who are going through sobriety than men by 27.7%. Sorry. I'm sorry. There are 27.7 million men. That's 7 million more than the 20.7 million women. I'm sorry, I go back and forth. I'm saying this: the women's 27 million in sobriety.
Okay,
There are 20 million men in sobriety in the United States
interesting.
today. Today, that's since 2015. Think
Wow,
about that. 27 million women are in sobriety compared to 20.7 men. Now,
that's
when I say that number to you, what do you think about that?
wow, that's a lot. It makes me wonder why there's more women than men, and I don't know the answer. I mean, you know, maybe a lot of them, their lives are more stressful than some of the men out there.
And everybody got their own journey. But
Right.
I'm glad you're on your 3-year sobriety issue, right? But one last question about that one.
Sure.
Has the gym helped you with that?
Hmm. Yes. So I've changed my life around totally with the gym, going to the gym, eating right, and everything else. I never want to go back.
Okay.
I'm focused on my goals in life,
So
and they.
now we got the background story, anxiety,
Mhm.
sobriety, which that is, I tell you, those are two tough challenges you must go through on a daily basis. Plus being a mom.
Oh yeah,
You know, before we get into it, Jack, I gotta ask you one last question.
sure.
At the moment you are before you started the gym, before you started your gym journey,
Mhm.
if you think about it now, how do you think you was back then compared to now?
Like mentally, physically, or
Mentally. Because
okay,
that's a big thing, mentally.
okay. So yeah, like it was a big deal. Like going to work, getting my kids from school, coming home. Okay. My big goal in life was going home and sitting on the couch. I didn't want to be around anyone.
Really?
That's what anxiety does, or what it did to me,
Okay.
is I did not want any part of being around anyone because I couldn't deal with it. All the stuff I'd been through with my ex-husband, it made me wake up in a way that I needed more waking up in certain areas, but in this one area, it made me not want to be around people. Like I needed a sabbatical from people in general.
Mm.
And that's when so when, like, for example, 2020, when we went through the lockdowns and all that stuff, and
In
stuff,
COVID.
I
Yeah.
was working from home, and it got to the point to where my anxiety got really bad because it was always me and my kids. And who am I carrying on a conversation with? I'm my going to work every day was almost like a relief
Mm.
from everything. And I had people to talk to. Well, I had no one to talk to. And so it was all of a sudden making it worse because I had no one to vent to, you know? So,
And you could really, I mean, yeah, because you really can't talk to your kids. Your kids are younger.
right.
And so when did this gym journey started? Because you have a very interesting one because you went to your gym journey. You said you went from 250 down to 177, 180, and
Hmm.
you became a certified personal trainer.
Hmm.
So let's get to that point right there. When did that start? What moment did that start?
Okay. So I started going to the gym in June 2022,
Okay.
and I hired a trainer because I wanted someone to hold me accountable and help me figure out what it is that I need to do to work myself up. So 2 months into that, I decided, well, one of my goals was going to be to become a trainer. I knew I needed more training myself before I could even get to that point.
Yeah.
But um and within so when I started that, like I said, doing minimal cardio to build up stamina so I could even do other things. And in 3 months, I changed trainers and had someone who was more about the nutrition than the working out.
Yeah.
And so I followed his nutrition stuff. And that's when I woke up to all this stuff that is put in food that is horrendous. Anyways, and there was one day I took, and this was, so I started in June. This was probably in October, November of 2022. I took a picture of myself and I'm like, whoa, I've lost all this weight and I have all this loose skin on my body. That won't work for me. So
Okay.
and then I figured out, okay, if I start, because I knew my two options for getting rid of the loose skin was either to go and lift weights or go have plastic surgery done. So I got a different trainer that could help me lift weights and stuff and gave me a training regimen for the week. And so off I went. And then I've been lifting weights since June of 2023, I think, is how long I've been lifting weights.
All right. So when did you decide to say, okay, I'm going to, why the ISSA, the International Sports Science Association. What made you go to there?
What made me go to them was, well, so at the time it was discounted and I was able to make payments,
Ah,
get it
that's
done.
smart.
Yeah, yeah. And so I got that done, and then with the certain classes. And what's interesting is even with doing the certified physical training classes, a lot of the stuff I needed to click didn't click for me. When I took the corrective class shows you the actual form you need to have to do like bicep curls, squats, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I'm doing stuff a lot wrong.
Trust me. So it took me a couple injuries to figure that shit out.
Oh, yeah, that's not good either.
So tell me, right, when you learned all that, and because you say like the corrective thing, like really, I want you to deep dive in that because a lot of us, a lot of people, you go on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, and you're looking at them like, dang, you're about to hurt yourselves. Tell people how important that is to learn the corrective form and posture, because to try to avoid injuries.
So, I mean, so in my mind, two of the worst things you can hurt on your body is going to be your shoulders and your knees.
Okay.
Okay. Because you hurt your shoulder, I mean, you can get it fixed, but it's never fixed.
Yeah.
Seen people with rotator cuff injuries, and like my ex-husband fell out of his semi onto the ground onto his shoulder and had to have plates and screws put in his shoulder.
Yeah.
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 So, but I mean, it's just different things like that. So, like, for example, one of the things I try to do, and this is for lifting weights, okay, not for the average person that's starting, but I, when I do shoulder exercises, I do real light because this is the smallest muscle on your body from
Really?
what I've learned.
Okay.
But like for someone, so for corrective is for people who have like your knee injuries or shoulder injuries. So you've got to find basic exercises that they can do that work around those issues. So
All right, all right, all right. I like that. What? Let me ask you a question. 'Cause I'm actually kind of curious about this. Because when I got into it,
mhm.
I did it all for the wrong reasons. I did it for the stupid man in me back in the day. I wanted to be bigger, stronger, because the stereotype is the girls like the big guys, the big arms, this and that, whatever. So I did it all for the wrong fucking reasons. Then I got hurt too. You know what I mean? So then I was like, so I'm gonna ask you a question. I usually ask every trainer this or everybody this and that. Do you think genetics plays a big thing in the gym? Because not everybody's gonna get real big. You
Genetics.
can. I mean, yeah, genetics. Like, you think that's a big thing in the gym? Because everybody thinking you lift like every day for like 20 years, you go get this big, giant, big guy. I mean, do you think that that's a big thing in today? Like
Yeah,
genetics plays a
because
lot of it.
and the reason I say yes is because if you look at some men now, I don't pay attention to women. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyways,
Hey, 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 hey,
but
hey.
I
Hey.
notice men because I'm curious, on the.
Yeah.
But if you look at a lot of men, like they don't have calf muscles, and they're not going to get calf muscles. No matter
Yes.
if they lift or whatever, work out their leg. They're not going to get calf muscles because they've got that part of their leg isn't built that way. So yeah,
Really? I'm trying to figure that shit out because I hate my leg. I do. I listen, Shane. Let me tell you something. I'm just gonna keep 100 with you. You know, I try to do proportion. I try to keep my body proportion because you walk into the gym. You got these guys. They like this, and they got damn pigeon legs down the bottom, right?
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes,
Right. I work on the whole body. Do I
right.
want my legs to be bigger? Yeah, I would love to, but they're not. They're getting toner. They get a lot toner, but not bigger.
Yeah.
So, and right, I see you doing the leg thing all day. I mean, look, your legs look for fabulous. I actually like them. They look very good. You work very hard on them. So, what I mean, so let's get past that point there. So, how was the testing with the ISSA? How was that?
So the it's an open book testing. Okay,
Okay.
so you've got the book open in a PDF, and then you're doing the testing and on another screen. That's how I do it. I split my screen for it. But the certified physical training was really easy, but the corrective, I had to do it 3 times to pass. Because
Really?
yeah, oh yeah, it's intense for it. Yeah,
Okay. So, are you doing clients now?
not yet. I'm gonna start in January because I just been, and the reason why, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, the reason why is because I just finished all of my certifications, so I don't
Okay.
start in September and have to file taxes for 4 months in January.
Woo.
I'd have to claim a loss for 4 months. There's no point in doing it. So I'll just start fresh in January and have the whole year in front of me.
Well, shit, that's the best time because all these motherfuckers come out in January. They all come out. Everybody and mama come out. They be there for like 2 months and disappear.
Oh, I know. When I go to the gym in January, I'm just like, for the love of God.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And listen, I'm sorry, this is not a shamble on this and that.
I
You
know.
know, I love people who go to the gym, and that's
Yes.
great. But you see a lot of fake people coming there, and they expect results like that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that. It's not. Trust me. But Shane, you said that you're willing to talk about and be an open book. So I do want to go back to when you was 250 and you went down to 177 because a lot of people don't talk about that process. They'll say I went from this weight down to this weight, and they don't talk about what happened between. Can you walk us through that journey of right there? Because there's a lot of women out there, even men, who
Hmm.
are in the gym. They're uh at certain size, they get down. They said they do it, but they don't really explain the process. Maybe your explanation of what you went through that can guide or help somebody who wants to do the same process.
Sure.
Can you walk us through that?
Yeah. So when I started, the trainer I had gave me an eating regimen that was basically 1,300 calories a day, which is low. Okay. At the time, I didn't realize I needed to eat more, but at the same time, I wasn't totally working out either. I was trying to lose weight. So I followed his eating regimen to the T.
Mhm.
Okay. Every day because I'd made my mind up. I was going to lose this weight come hell or high water.
Got it.
So following that, and within, I don't know, 2 months, I lost 30 pounds
Wow.
just from eating.
And that, but eating what? Is it certain? What is
Oh,
certain
so I can go.
foods?
So I was eating, I'm trying to remember because this has been 2 years ago what I was eating, but it was mainly chick, I'm sorry, protein and vegetables and then rice at a meal. So, okay, I do remember because what I was making was, I was making chicken thighs and
Well,
this was before I knew about an air fryer, a Ninja air fryer.
oh,
Okay.
that's the best. Oh,
No, right.
yes,
Anyway,
yes.
I know. So then I was using a crock pot. So I was just making it all in a crock pot and meal prepping.
Got
So then I knew what amount I needed to eat at each meal. And so I was eating, like one chicken thigh, and I wasn't weighing it at the time because I didn't know I needed to weigh it. I was
got
just eating like one chicken thigh or whatever, and then rice and vegetables.
mm,
And then then I was doing snacks and I was doing salads, things like that. But the snacks, I can't remember what snacks I was doing at the time, okay?
okay,
Because I really don't. But if you want me to fast forward on what I eat now, I can do that.
okay. But before you fast forward,
Okay.
so with your eating regimen, and I assume you was working out at the same time, right? Now, how many days was you doing that?
So then I was, gosh, because I was trying to build up cardio. So I was pretty motivated at the time, so I'm guessing 5 or 6 days a week. But I was
Ooh,
only going for like 10 minutes to the gym, okay, because I was getting on a bike. Remember, I had no stamina at the time.
got
So
it.
on a bike and then going 15 seconds fast, 45 seconds slow, and building up a little bit. But then I was also doing core exercises at home, okay,
Got it.
like planks and sit ups, stuff like that, trying to build myself up.
So at that time, from 250 to 177,
Mhm.
how was your anxiety then?
It was. it was still, I'm trying to remember, June 2022, because that was after I was totally divorced. So it was still kind of high, and only because of trying to take care of my kids and then fighting my ex-husband trying to get him to pay me child support. So
Whoa.
yeah, for that. Yeah. So, and he would give me money here and there, but it wasn't, steady or stable or whatever. So
Man,
trying
we gotta bring you back on for another podcast for this one. But Shane, so the anxiety was, I guess, like 50-50 at the time.
Yeah, it was going down some. I was trying to get it down some, and what's funny is because I didn't know I could take pre-workout to work out, right? At that time,
Mhm.
okay? So
Yeah.
just bear with me with this story. But
Okay.
anyway, I was doing protein powder before I would go to the gym. It worked. I mean, we use protein for fuel, to lift weights and whatever else we do, right?
Yeah.
So, but I didn't realize I wasn't putting the connection together.
Wow. So you were just learning this whole process. It was like a
Yeah.
like a building steps.
Yes,
Okay. So at that time, did you have any support system?
I had my trainer who was helping me. And so actually, and I'll tell you the story behind him. He's actually he's got a lot of followers on Instagram. I don't think he's on TikTok anymore. But
Okay.
he's a real young guy and he was a Marine. And so I
Oh,
wanted someone who would hit me hard with working out and stuff because I thought exercise was the way to lose weight. No, it's nutrition. But I didn't know that at the time.
okay.
And a lot of people think that if they work out, they'll lose weight. So
Oh,
nutrition
I
is the
thought the same thing.
yeah,
Seriously.
yep.
Wow.
So yeah.
So was that the only support system you had at that time?
At that time, yes, because I was real private with my life. I didn't want people to know anything of what I was doing because I felt like it wasn't any of their business. And so I'm real bad. I was real bad about that. I'm trying to get out of that.
Shane, are you a Virgo?
No, Capricorn.
Oh, oh, God, that now I got it. I'll tell you why another time. So you got down. So between this time here and 250 down to 177, is this the time you went to go get your elite training certificate?
Yes,
What was the main reason why you want to do it? Did you want to help people? Did you
yes.
want to do it for you? Like, walk me through that process.
So knowledge is power. That's one of the reasons. Second reason is I thought it would help me learn more. And the third reason is I do want to help people because I wanted to do it. I want to do online coaching on the side to give me more income coming in.
Okay.
So,
All right. All right. I like that. Right. Let's get into your nutrition.
okay.
For people who does not know, what is your definition of a nutritionist? I know it's a simple question, but trust me, what is your definition of a nutritionist?
Of a nutritionist is someone
Yes.
who can help you, uh, help train you to eat right and eat the right things in life, if that makes sense. Eat healthy things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I probably need a damn nutritionist. I am trying my best. I eat, and I'm simple with it:
Mhm,
chicken, turkey, actually potatoes. I actually eat way too many potatoes, but I try to counterbalance regular potatoes and sweet potatoes.
mhm.
But damn, sweet potatoes take too damn long to cook. You got poke extra holes in it, to get it to cook right.
Sweet potatoes, I've heard, are better for you than mashed potatoes. Okay, just
Uh, hey, Shane, you asking a lot, my brother. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, it's baby steps for me, honey. Baby steps. But no, I actually I'm trying more, and a lot of people make fun of me that I should eat more vegetables. This is what you gonna love this, man. So I say I get my daily vegetables by drinking a can of V8.
there you go.
So that's as far as I'm gonna go. I'm not really a vegetable guy. I
Mhm.
know I should, but that's a hard thing for me. I know I'm still getting into it because I'm 53 now,
Hmm.
and I have a certain goal in my brain about I want it when I get, hopefully, knock on wood, 55, 57, 65, 80. I'm trying to stay away, and I say this joke all the time. I'm trying to stay away, knock on wood, from the blue pill. So I'm trying to stay away from that and walk up and down the steps. So I'm good to go with that. All right. How can you track your food intake with calories, proteins, and carbohydrates? How do you track it?
So, okay, I'll answer that in just a second. I want to back up to your vegetable thing for a second.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, what I do, because I'm real keep it simple in life, okay, and I look for easy shortcuts on everything because I move at the speed of light in life because I just don't have time for stuff. So, I buy at the grocery store, I buy frozen vegetables.
Okay.
So, when I make my meals, I just put like a cup's worth of vegetables on the plate and heat it up, and I'm good to go. That's how I do my vegetables. Okay. Now,
Right.
if I'm out of vegetables, I also use OptiGreens 50, which is a like a green powder through first form. Okay.
Hmm.
And so that's your vegetable intake for that meal. Okay.
Huh.
So now that's my vegetable thing. Okay. So you can
Okay.
buy whatever vegetables, and they're good vegetables. They're just frozen. It's like fresh produce, only it's frozen. It's not,
Okay.
you know, I don't buy canned vegetables at all, by the way. I don't
I
buy.
do. I love them. They taste good.
Okay, so now next your question. I'm sorry. Ask it again, please.
How can you track your food intake? Like with like calories, proteins, carbohydrates. How do you track that?
Okay, so one of the things is, well, and so for my meat at lunch and dinner, I eat chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are actually the cheapest thing to buy right now.
Really?
Yeah, because I buy all my meat at Sam's. Okay. And so like chicken thighs, a big package of chicken thighs is like $8 to $10. If you buy the chicken breasts that are, boneless, skinless, it's $20 for a package. It's $10 difference. I could spend that on something else. So I
True.
eat chicken thighs and I buy enough and I'm good. But I weigh out each chicken thigh I eat, okay? And then so then I know how many ounces of meat I've ate on my plate. And
Hmm.
I track all of it through the first format and put it all in there, and it adds it up for me for protein, fat, carbs, and my calories for the day.
Hmm. I like that. All right. What are the best foods you can eat before a workout and after workout?
So one of the things I do, and maybe I'm different, I don't know, but I'll eat like a couple of hours before I go and work out because I don't want to eat on a heavy stomach, or I'm
Gotcha.
sorry, out on a heavy stomach.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I eat before I work out, and it's about 2 hours before I work out, is I take two rice cakes, plain rice cakes, and I put
Ew.
butter on them.
Ugh. Ew. Ice cakes. Oh my god. Ugh. Ugh.
Anyway, but it fills me up and gives me enough energy to get me on for my workout. When I'm done with my workout, then I come home and I make my meals. So I'll eat a chicken thigh, green beans, and white rice.
Hmm.
And
All
I
right.
and when I make
Okay.
the rice, I make like I put about 2 or 3 cups and I make that in over on top of the stove, and it lasts me about a week. So those
Okay, before I get in my next one, I gotta ask you this because everybody has them, and Shane, I know you have them. Don't BS me. What's your cheat meal like? What's going on with the cheat days? What's that like? Come on, talk to me.
Okay, so my cheat meal I'm gonna actually have today. I do it once a month. Okay.
Come on, stop it, stop it. Once a month. Okay, well, go ahead.
Okay. 14-ounce ribeye with sauteed onions and mushrooms. Now that may not be too big of a cheat, but I'm going over my protein. Okay.
Mm. Woo. Did you
with
say so? You said it's a ribeye,
uh
and what else with it?
with sauteed onions and mushrooms on top. I have to
Oh,
have it.
wait a minute. What are your sides?
Okay, so my sides I normally get. I normally get whatever vegetable they've got at the restaurant, okay? And then I'll get a salad. So their dressing is like a house dressing, and it's a place normally where I go. It's a place called Bubba's 33. It's owned by Texas Roadhouse.
Mm. Yeah, you get me hungry right now, girl.
I know, right?
Wait, are you having that today?
Huh?
You having that today?
I'm going to, yes.
Oh, God, man. You in Texas, right?
Uh huh.
Okay, I wish I was in Texas right now. I'll be so like, yo, we gonna go eat. Let's go eat together.
Right. So the only other part about the cheat meal that I cheat on though is they bring out this. Okay, so chips and queso is my biggest weakness. So I try to stay away from Mexican food places. 'Cause out big, big. Anyways, so they have this queso that they serve that has chorizo and guacamole mixed in with it. Oh,
Woo.
good.
All right.
Yeah.
Jay, I looked it up on you. You are an ambassador for supplements. You got a lot of supplements. Like, break that down for me. Like, how many supplements do you take and what's it for?
Okay, so right now the only things that I take for supplements is, and it's all first form. Okay,
Okay.
I used to be a bucked up ambassador, not anymore, but I'm first form, and so that came with my ISSA certificate. I was able to get into that, but I do pre workout, and so their pre workout also has creatine in it. It has the same amount of creatine that I was taking with my pre workout before separately. Okay, so it works out for me because it's actually cheaper to buy it together.
Mm.
And so they've got three different pre-workouts that I recall. Actually, they may have more than that, but the three that come to mind. So one is low caffeine, like 200 milligrams. I look at the caffeine because I'm addicted to caffeine. Okay, it keeps me right.
Yes. Coffee.
Yeah, I've already had mine this morning.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
So then, but the pre-workout I take has 300 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Mm.
So, and it has creatine, same
Okay.
amount of creatine as before. It's called Project One. I'm getting my P's mixed up again. I was telling my Legionnaire coach, and in first form, I'm visual. I see P's everywhere. Everything starts with a P. And so I'm getting it confused in my brain for the stuff. So Project One is the pre workout I take. Okay, so they have that one. Then they have the other one. I don't remember the name of it, but it's got 200 milligrams of caffeine. Then they've got one that has no caffeine. Okay,
Got
so that's the pre workout. So the other stuff that I take is the OptiGreens 50, which is a powder form and it's a berry flavor, but it's vegetables. Okay, so I take that. I also take Microfactor, which is like a vitamin mix of different vitamins. I'd have to go and look at all of them, but one of them that it has is magnesium. So magnesium is a big deal.
it. Mm.
If you were to take magnesium alone, it would help you a lot.
Really?
Takes the muscle cramps away. I don't have muscle cramps anymore because of it. Calms me. I'm able to sleep at night because of it. So,
Wow.
magnesium is a big deal. And so it's got magnesium. Then the other thing I take is I have level one protein powder by first form.
Mhm.
I've got two of those going right now, pumpkin spice and cinnamon cookie batter. And then I just bought Formula One protein powder and that salted caramel. They came out with a new flavor, so I had to try it. Anyways,
Okay.
so I think Formula One is more isolate whey, and then Level One is a mixture of the isolate and I think it. I never say the word right. Carbonated whey, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So
Wow. That is crazy. You know what? I want to ask you, how do you think your first experience is going to be right when you start training? Have you like seen that in your brain yet?
um yes, because I've tried to teach my kids how to work out.
Okay.
That's a chore because it's like I'm sitting here watching my son do bicep curls. Like, whoa, slow down.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. All right. I'm going to wind it down, but I got two more questions for you.
Okay.
What does motivation and consistency mean to you?
Okay, so motivation starts it. Motivation determines what is it that you want to do in your life. Okay, every day should be a motivational day for you. So, and motivation helps you get through it. Consistency was what you said. Was that
Yes.
so? Consistency is when you keep doing the things that you're doing that you're motivated about doing. Motivation helps you stay consistent because without motivation, it's the hardest thing to stay consistent because you're doing something you don't want to do.
Yes.
So they go hand in hand.
Yes. 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 My last question for you, young lady. Your confidence and your self-esteem now compared to where you first started. What is the difference?
The difference is I was so concerned when I started about what people thought about what I look like because I wasn't happy with how I looked. Okay, my self-esteem is up. Okay, let me back up. I'm jumping the gun. I do that.
All right. Take your time. You good?
So, but my self-esteem was low then.
Mm,
Okay, and now when I go to the gym, I'm going through this phase now where I've lost so much weight. There's still places on my body where I need to lose weight. So I'm seeing them stand out more where I need to lose weight. So I'm going
mm.
through this. It's called there's a word for body. There's a word for it. I can't remember the word, but it starts with an M. Anyways, where you're losing weight and you've got these places where you're seeing stick out because you haven't lost there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but so I'm going through this phase now where I'm actually more confident now than I was. A lot more, of course. But going to the gym now versus then is a big
Mhm.
difference. Like I walk in, I'm on a mission. I don't want anyone disturbing my peace when I go to the gym. I
Yeah.
hardly people at the gym now. I'll say hi, or whatever. Or if you say something nice to me, I'll say something back. But I'm that person in the gym that I'm there on a mission, and I don't want my mission disturbed. So
I
yeah,
like the way you're doing it, and you're going to be a great trainer. I know this may sound a little controversial. I'm going to say it anyway.
okay.
Uh, I like how what you're doing, you're on a personal journey to where I see other trainers out there, they are already the finished product and looking like whatever and all this shit, and they selling products that they don't really care about. Like you're explaining everything. You're putting your passion into this, like your own personal journey into this. That's why you're gonna be very successful compared to other ones. I'm not trying to bash a lot of them, but kind of way I am. But I wanted to bring you on. You know what I mean? Because of that, because a lot of people are not honest about their personal journey, right? When I look at your TikTok, how honest you are, and like you're very adamant about explaining everything as you're doing it. Because a lot of trainers and fitness influencers or personal trainers don't explain. They say, do this, you can look like this, or you can look like that, or they got the oiled up chest, or they like size 2 or whatever, and you can look like me. Not everybody's gonna look like you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you're explaining this, you're being very personable, you're gonna do great. I
Thank
guarantee it. Seriously. I want you to I'm always gonna support you. I'm gonna promote the hell out of this podcast, and I'm glad you was open so honestly about it. I definitely want to have you back. There's a couple more
you.
things I do want to talk to you about,
Sure.
but and we're gonna go into because we're gonna have more of the. I definitely want to get into more of the anxiety and PTSD. 'Cause that's a really formal subject. So I definitely gotta have you back. That's gonna be a whole topic, just you and I.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we're gonna have some fun right now.
Okay.
We going I'm gonna ask you 10 little questions. It's gonna make your Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready to play with me?
I am.
All right. It's an easy question. First one. What was your first job?
Oh, my first job is so I was 15 years old and I worked at a Dairy Queen.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's the first one because everybody else says they work at Arby's or McDonald's or something like that. That's the first
No.
Dairy Queen I've gotten. Number two, Best advice you've ever gotten.
Best advice I've ever gotten. Okay. My dad told me this one. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. That's it.
I actually, you know what? I like that. I I actually like that. I really, really like that. Um, I got one for you. If you could learn one skill, it's number three. If you could learn one skill instantly, what would it be?
If I could learn one skill instantly, it would be how to post on social media and get a bunch of followers and likes. Just like that.
You know what? I agree with you in a way, but Shane, it really doesn't matter. Honestly, if you're affecting one person or a couple of people, that's all should really matter because I saw your post. I have a pretty decent podcast, and I want you on here to explain your journey. So you affected me.
Awesome. Awesome.
All those likes and posts and shit, and everybody got to post every day and all that shit doesn't make a difference. As long as you affect a couple of people, that's all really makes a difference. That's just my
True. No,
PSA move,
right. You're right.
right? Number four, what's a luxury you cannot live without?
A luxury I cannot live without. Huh. I'm not real materialistic, so I'm trying to think. Being able to go to the beach every year. To me, that's a luxury.
I like that. I like that. Number five, biggest risk you've ever taken.
Uh, hmm. Marrying my third husband, whom nobody in my family liked.
Yeah, we go against that another time. What era in history would you like to experience?
Oh,
Number six.
wow. Um, in history, would I like to experience?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Going back maybe to World War II so I could kick Hitler's ass.
At a girl. Number seven. Something you wished, something you wish you was better at.
Something I wish I was better at was oh wow. There's a lot of things. So um something I wish I was better at was lifting heavier.
Okay. Uh, what was your most humbling moment in life so far?
When I woke up and mentally and saw everything that was going on in this world and realized that I didn't have God enough in my life.
I actually like that's deep. That's deep.
Hmm.
I do like that. Two more for you.
Okay.
What's a certain music or artist that gets you hyped while working out or driving?
Kid Rock.
Mm-mm. You're the first kid rocker. Okay, I got you. All right. Last question. What's three words best describes you now? Three words.
Whoa, three words. Uh, Three words. Positivity, um, consistency, and motivational.
I love it. Today, I always give everybody the last message of the day. So, if there's a woman or a man out there that's going through the same, maybe similar journey as you, let's talk about, let's say, they went down from 1 point, like they said they was 250, they went down to 177. What advice would you give that person today? Like how to handle it, how to go about it, how to deal with it?
Keep going, don't stop, and take it to the next level. Because, and the only reason I say this is because I get bored with stuff. So I had to take stuff to the next level. I'm very challenge deprived in life. So
Probably because you're a Capricorn, but that's another subject. Shane, I thank you so much for coming on this show. Thank you so much. It's been an honor. It's been a great conversation. You're awesome. You're amazing.
you
Funny
are,
as hell. Even though you're a Capricorn, but that's okay. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring Shane back for something else because I got an idea she gave me that we're going to have another interesting conversation about because she got some background that I think she's perfect for. So she will be back again in the future. We're going to have some fun with her again. Shane, thank you for coming on. Thank you for everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, make a comment on this podcast here. Everybody have a good day, a good week. We will see you next time on Let's Talk About It. Peace. Thank you for watching the show. Please like, subscribe, comment. Stay tuned next week for another exciting episode on Let's Talk About It.